Something like that. There we go. Get this cedar plank out of here. Good. I think lately, when I've started to get a little anxious or concerned or worried or future tripping on one thing or another, I just remember that I'm gonna die one day, and that everybody is so concerned with their own life that they're probably not spending too much time worrying about anything I'm worrying about. And I know that sounds a little drastic and morbid, but for some reason that helps me. Remembering that this is all going to end one day makes you put into perspective the thing perhaps you're worrying about, and makes it seem not as significant as maybe you want to give significance to at this time in your life. Like this time of year, I'm always preparing for the end of the season banquet, and I always stress about it just because I don't always feel the most comfortable organizing activities like parties. A banquet is a way to say a party, but I just get concerned. I get worried that not enough people will show up, not enough people will have a good time, and that, I don't know, the speeches won't go well, and they always do. And there's always enough people there, and that I can get the payment all squared away beforehand instead of paying for it and getting reimbursed, which I do a lot. But yeah, I just had to remind myself that also no one's probably worrying about this except me. And also, people that are going to come are the people that are going to come. And also that if somebody wants to be somewhere, they'll probably show up, be it practice, work, a date, school, someone's birthday party. If they really want to be there, they'll be there. And if they don't, they don't. And this has kind of given me a new perspective on the next year's season for both girls and boys, because from a basic physicality and talent point, we are not going to be super talented, I'd say, on either ends, which I'm starting to see as a good thing, because it leaves the positions and the starting positions a little bit more wide open than they usually are. And I'd really like to see kids battling for their playing time in practice more. And I think I've kind of facilitated a culture where I find the starters and then I try to lock that in and then just focus on their improvements. Whereas, this season coming up, I do not know what the best starting lineup is, and I'm kind of excited just to find out and keep moving pieces around. And that'll pay dividends in the end of the season when the seniors are mentally checked out because they're going on to college and their high school career is almost over, and maybe they're just not that into it. But if I can have some 10th and 11th graders that are fired up, that it's still important to them, maybe that's how we get to the next level, Or, obviously it helps having players that are going to go on to the next level, but I don't think you got to have at least two of those. I've had plenty of times where I've had one, and that's just not quite enough. And two of them, with that leadership, that's another thing. Is the leadership aspect. It has to be apparent, and there has to be someone that's comfortable doing that. And I just don't think I've taken enough time to develop any leaders over the years. I've just kind of relied and hoped that somebody would step up, and without giving any thought of, discussing it, talking about it in ways we can, or me just developing a leadership strategy and practice that I execute without them even knowing, and they get learned and taught it that way. So yeah, yesterday was 2 weeks since the season ends, and I was telling my dad it felt like it had been 2 months since the season had ended. And I just think the drastic stop from like 5 to 6 days a week for 4 months, and then just absolute zero is I don't know, it's so drastic that a day becomes a week, it feels like. So yes, one more week and then my banquet. And that kind of always marks the like official end of a season for me mentally. After we've given out the little plaques and we've said our goodbyes. And I've had 3 of these kids with me for 3 years straight, but I didn't really realize till this year that all 3 of us really, the 4 of us, are me with them, not super close. And that's my fault, because I didn't take the time to really get to know them. And it's a shame, because I think I missed. I didn't even know one of my guys' parents had just been recently divorced in the last 4 years, and he's been with me for 3 of those years. Not that I'm saying everyone should be upfront about their divorce age, but I don't know. That one kind of made me realize that I wasn't quite in the know about their personal life outside of volleyball, because they're humans first, and then sons, and then students, and then volleyball players kind of is pretty far down the road. But kind of that's my only interaction. But I think I want to make a better effort to know them on a more personal, on a human being level, outside of the gym too. It just takes more time, I think.